Hello there and welcome to the Sauerland region of Germany for the second Intelligent Sport Grand Prix for 2008. This beautiful part of the country is known as the land of 1,000 mountains. Although we haven't counted them to verify that, it's certainly hilly enough to give our Cisco Euro challengers a workout they won't forget. We're concentrating on the final stage of the challenge, the Intelligent Sport Grand Prix, a 2-hour head-to-head race on foot and on bike with brain-twisting mental problems to solve along the way to the finish. It's all designed to test physical fitness, intelligence and teamwork in a variety of cruel and cunning ways. And it all begins here with the 1-kilometre dash for just one member of each team to collect the first puzzle. With every team looking up for the challenge, let's join your race commentator, Rob Walker.
We've started with a bang here in northwest Germany. This Intelligent Sport Grand Prix is underway and they're flying on the tracks here in this beautiful forest. 2.3 kilometres for these specialist runners, and I tell you what, they're not hanging around, are they? Remember, there are 3 spots up for grabs here in the World Series final in Cyprus in December. And on German land, Germany 1 and 2. That's Jack Wolfskin's representative. Christian Brandt is second place. And apparently he's a man who likes to blow fresh air through his head. Well, I tell you what, I'm not quite sure what's blowing through his head at the moment, but he looks pretty comfortable in second place. He's a bit older than the man in front of him, but he looks extremely comfortable. A lot of these teams have got specialist runners in here for this first section. There's an awful long way to go on this course, but it doesn't hurt to get a little lead at the beginning. And it's Brandt at the moment. There's a glimpse of BT Ireland's representative, Frank Sharkey. That's HP Spain just glancing over his shoulder, and the Irishman is there. These two, by far and away, the quality runners in this field. Ruiz is a 1:07 half marathon runner. That's almost international class. And Sharkey, for the statisticians among you, is a world record holder at sand running. Well, he's on the track, so imagine how much more dangerous he could be here. A truly international flavour to this race, and as I said, there's a long way to go. They start with a 2.3k run, then they have a steep uphill bike section of 4k. The brain cell, that is where you go if you get the first puzzle wrong. This is about brains and brawn, another run and bike combination before they get to puzzle point 2. They descend on the next section of the bike before another puzzle, and they get harder as they go along. And look at that, you've got to carry your bike up to the puzzle point number 4, so you've got absolutely everything here. Ruiz, the Spaniard, as I said, he's representing HP Spain, a 1:07 half marathon runner. He had to be in the lead, really. Frank Sharkey, the classy Irishman, is in second, and those two establishing a lead at the moment. We're looking at Brandt, the early leader from Jack Wolfskin. All the classy runners making their presence felt in this race. Ruiz has taken out his first puzzle and he's having a look. Those of you who've been watching the series will know the how many triangles question is a familiar one, and it often trips teams up. There's a glimpse of Price from Airbus representing Great Britain, coming up on the shoulder of a smiling Christian Brandt. As we suspected, the class is telling here in Sauerland in the beautiful basking sunshine. And remember, they're not approaching puzzle point 1 yet, they're approaching their bikes and their teammates. They still have one discipline to go before they can lay down their marker and solve the question as to how many triangles there are. The Spanish look so relaxed, don't they? HP Spain, the clear and overriding favourites for this competition. Now we know they can run, now they've got to get out on their bikes. And we have a challenging section before puzzle point 1, so believe you me, this stage isn't over yet. Airbus going well at the moment for Great Britain. Now the Spanish have decided to stop and solve their puzzle now. Nothing against that in the rules, nothing whatsoever. BT Ireland, however, are straight out on their bikes. They're going to deal with the puzzle when they get to the puzzle point. Fascinating tactics here. Airbus trying to capitalise on the good run from Jonathan Price. Dave Bryan here describes himself as a road biker and a triathlete, and he and his teammates know it's the Spaniards that will take the beating here.
I expect this to be, I suppose, like last year, but they told me the UK challenge was very tough this year, so maybe this year is going to be tough as well for the Cisco Euro challenge. So, but that's good for us, I think, and he will say that. Yeah. He always says the same. If it's tough for theirs, it's easy for us. I don't know. It's a strange thing.
Pretty relaxed, pretty confident, the Spanish, but it's the Irish out in the lead at the moment. Brian Farrelly, former League of Ireland soccer player, glancing over his shoulder. Useful triathlete as well. The Irish will be keen to hold on to this lead. Here is their captain of the last 8 years, Colm O'Brien. What an experienced competitor he is.
You're going to hold the lead? Huh? You're going to keep the lead? Oh, not a hope, not a hope. They got the Spanish on their tail. We know they're going to win this event by a long shot, so glory for a while, eh? Glory for a while.
The fittest teams in the event, HP, Jack Wolfskin and Airbus, were all moving up on the Irish leaders as they headed for the first puzzle point, 4 steep kilometres away. Jack Wolfskin were trying to do 2 things at once: solve the puzzle and ride their bikes, while the Spanish, who didn't favour multitasking, already had an answer to give in. It was looking like a good strategy from HP. They rode faster and were first to the puzzle point, where we joined the tense action with Rob Walker.
Well, courtesy of their great running, the Spanish and the Germans have arrived together. Jack Wolfskin and HP Spain. The Catalan men are the favourites for this competition, but the Germans will be keen to keep close guard as well. Now this is where we find out whether the Spanish technique of solving the puzzle after the run and before the cycle pays off. It is amazing how many triangles the organisers can find here. The number keeps on and on going up. We're only just over halfway to the eventual answer. The Germans now have to allocate some time to catch up with the Spanish, who look like they're approaching the puzzle point. The correct answer is 44. There's no way I would have got that. Let's see if the Spanish have been as clever with their tactics and their answer.
All right.
Yes, they have. The favourites living up to their reputation at the moment, and they are clear and running and on for the next section of the course.
Take it back? Huh? Can you take the lead back? No. They're gone. They're gone for good. I've seen them tonight in the pub, maybe.
Well, a bit of lacking confidence there with the Irish. Not so with the Germans.
No injuries, and I think we are a good average pace, so we have not a really weak one in the team, so I think that's an advantage for this stage here now, so that we have a good mix of average speed. We could go with a bike, and we are on the 4th place, so we will definitely attack to go to the podium.
How many triangles, counting ones of all possible sizes, can you find? Okay, so there's 4, 16 for starters, right? There's an extra.
Still debate for BT Ireland, but the Germans look ready.
Our strategy is always be the fastest. We are not really clever, but we are smart.
Well, we're about to see if they are as smart as they think. Yes, they are as well. So they're in pursuit of the Spanish.
8, 12.
Yep.
12 plus 32. And there we have it. 44.
44, that's our answer.
That's our one.
44.
44, let's do it and get
Airbus are pretty confident that they too have the correct answer. There is a glimpse of the Germans going off in the distance. Now we've got the boys from Bratislava, Soitron. They've finished runner-up a number of times. Trying to catch up with the leaders.
Thank you.
Airbus have indeed also got it correct.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, nice little run.
And I tell you what, they're not far behind the Germans. They can see them further up the track. No better motivation for the British boys of Airbus. Going well at the moment. But Soitron of Slovakia still to make their decision. OK, the magic number is going down on the paper now. It should say 44. Oh dear. Unless these guys change their mind before they get to the puzzle point, they are going to be the first team to get this wrong. Oh, it's almost painful to watch, isn't it?
So we had 32, we had 36, that's 40.
Soitron, they have indeed got it wrong. At the first puzzle point, they are the first team to enter the first brain cell. A 5-minute penalty, and I wonder how costly that may prove come the end of this gruelling competition.
Open the door. So.
Yes, guys, there is room for all 4 of you, I'm afraid.
No brain cell for HP, and next up for them was a long opening 2-kilometre hill run, which was no problem for them either. going to plan for the Catalan boys as they retain the advantage up and down the hill run and onto the bikes for the ride to puzzle point 2. Airbus and Jack Wolfskin were pushing each other for second place. HP would need to stay slick to stay in the lead.
So Airbus, swiftly followed by Jack Wolfskin, get on their bikes for the second time today en route to puzzle point 2. All looks pretty good for the Brits so far. Dave Bryant just heading out. Some of the other teams still coming to terms with the first puzzle question, so a few teams gaining an advantage here. Well, it looks like Dave Bryant's come back. I can't understand the reason for that. Has he forgotten something? No. He tries to mount the bike once again. I think he might be having a few problems with his cleats. He's gone down. Well, I tell you what, he's lucky not to injure his knee there. This is a man who describes himself as being experienced on the roads, but he's new to intelligent sport.
From experience, the organisers here will throw anything at you. There's always a brand new event every year, and they've always got something very tricky up their sleeves for us.
How do you prepare when you don't know what it's going to be?
It's just a case of training as much out of the box thinking, you know, be ready for anything.
Well, eventually, at the second or third time of asking, Brian is ready to join his teammates.
I'm coming!
Still the same 1, 2 and 3 on the forest ride to the next checkpoint.
I think Jack Wolfskin are just in front of us, and they're one of our key rivals.
And at that second puzzle, HP were in and out, code cracked and job done, just as Jack Wolfskin were rolling in. The pressure was on the Germans to get the puzzle just as fast. Time to rejoin the action with Rob Walker.
So the second two members of Jack Wolfskin arrive to high fives, the Germans in good spirits. And a typically British hello there from Airbus there, closely followed up behind in third. Complete this arithmetic puzzle.
Right, okay.
I tell you what, if maths gave you nightmares at school, look away now.
76 divided by 2 is what?
Hey, 25% davon halte ich 4.
Weg. Ja, 18 weg, sind 58. 64 mal 12.
15 is 70 plus 35 is 105. Okay?
Letzter Versuch noch. 7.
Well, whether it's in English or German, it doesn't get any easier.
You correct with each other. If you have an issue, talk to Dave.
Nee, du kannst nicht irgendwas sagen.
Well, this is where tactics come into play, because if you think you can't solve the puzzle, you're better off taking a 6-minute punishment rather than wasting too much time trying to search for an answer you don't know. That is exactly what the Germans are doing. They're into the brain cell on this, the second puzzle point, and they've accepted the 6-minute penalty rather than waste any more time.
22.
I'm going to go for
28. Yeah, go on, go.
So now the onus is back on the Brits. Have they made the best use of their time? Let's find out if they were concentrating in GCSE maths at school.
Guys, who's got the answer sheet? Who's got the answer sheet?
Well, an answer sheet would help. Here comes Soitron of Slovakia. They've caught up the penalty they suffered before. Great Britain have done their maths correctly. They are right, and they do have an opportunity to extend their lead on the Germans, who can only watch as their British rivals disappear into the distance. Airbus now up into second place. HP Spain out in front.
On my way.
But I wonder if this is an opportunity for the Brits to close the Spanish down. Awful moment for the Germans, who can only stand and watch and wait for the clock to tick down. Pretty sporting gesture there. I wouldn't want to see him on a dance floor. But Airbus behind HP Spain. They dearly love to catch their rivals, and they're doing everything in their power to charge that lead down. Some really decent off-road cycling here. And it'll be interesting to see the clock. But that looks as though Brian at the back for Airbus has gone down.
Come off his bike.
Is he okay?
I'm not sure. Bad crash.
Well, it was looking so good for Airbus there at the beginning of the third section, but that could be disastrous for the British team. Welcome back to the Cisco Euro Challenge in Germany. This is the last stage, which means it's the Intelligent Sport Grand Prix. And there are 3 places up for grabs in the World Series final in Cyprus in December. The battle for third in the dark blue, it's Jack Wolfskin of Germany. In the red, it's Soitron of Slovakia. They're chasing HP Spain and Airbus of Great Britain first and second. But remember, earlier on we saw Dave Bryan of Airbus go down and the British campaign could be over.
Just lost it coming on the downhill. It's quite slippery and muddy and just riding a bit fast.
Well, as the rules state, you cannot go through the next puzzle point unless you have all 4 members of your team. So that really is it for the British team, and also problems for BT Ireland. That is Colm O'Brien, the team captain. He's gone down. There's Brian Farrelly, and both of these guys struggling as well.
Do you pop your shoulder out, you think? So?
Oh, he's going to interview me. I don't believe it. We've imploded in style here now.
Well, they said the glory of their early lead would be short-lived, and it was, but at least they're still smiling.
Got a good excuse for not winning now anyway. Oh, you're the Irish team, aren't you? The luck of the Irish club.
The look of the Irish. Oh, no. Nightmare.
Another 5 kilometres of those Sauerland mountains to reach puzzle point 3, where HP made light work of this tricky number sequence. No 7 minutes in the sin bin for them, and they were out on the road again before anyone else had arrived. Jack Wolfskin, Soitron and Airbus were the next teams in. 2 of the British teams still racing, not realising the drama that had unfolded in their wake. They were out of the race and didn't yet know it.
We've just been told by the BT Ireland guys that there was an accident behind us. There was 2 of us going ahead as we were coming down to answer the puzzle, and 2 coming behind. The BT Ireland guys said they passed 2 guys in light blue shirts, and so we've been here about 15 minutes at this stage, and they should have come in right behind us. So we're expecting they're beside the accident helping out or something like that.
Game over for Airbus. Game on for Jack Wolfskin, who was soon getting this one right and getting back in the saddle. Not that there would be much chance to get in the saddle on the brutal ride to the final puzzle point.
Oh, nice, not so bad. I drive on 2 bikes.
Well, I could have found something even steeper than this, so no problem.
It could be worse. Pain is temporary. Failure's for life.
It's supposed to be a biking track, not a walking track. Well, that's my comment to this. See ya.
How you feeling? Fine. Nearly finished. Oh, you are happy?
He's happy now, but just like their national football team, HP have got a history of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Wolfskin was still only 6 minutes down, and from a nation well versed in the art of grinding out unlikely victories. Just like Euro 2008, it was Spain versus Germany at the end, and the HP boys would need to emulate their football heroes and hold their nerve. The challenge here was to find the 3 highlighted spaces on this Sudoku. Maybe not devotees of such coffee break challenges, HP weren't finding this one so easy, and the rivals were closing in. After a few minutes of frantic puzzling, it looked like they might be about to take a wild guess, which is where we pick it up with Rob Walker.
Well, this is fascinating from the 2006 champions. You'd think, having lost the title last year, they'd do absolutely anything to get it back. But they've already spent 6 minutes deliberating this puzzle point, and that is far, far too long. The Germans of Jack Wolfskin will be coming. And the Spanish are experienced enough to know that if they were unsure, they should have come to a conclusion quite a few minutes ago. As it is, they take the 8-minute penalty and endure the agony of standing around in the brain cell, so close to the finish line but unable to move for the next 8 minutes.
Guys, you were doing really well out there. Obviously that last puzzle has caught you a bit.
Yeah, we were a little bit hurrying resolving it, and maybe we were wanting to be too fast and we got it wrong.
Well, this is the sight the Spanish didn't want to see. It's the Germans, it's Jack Wolfskin coming in. And if they can solve this puzzle quickly, the Germans could steal a shock victory here from the overwhelming favourites. That is an agonising position for HP to be in.
How long have you got?
Well, very well. So we are happy, so good stage. So we wish to crack this puzzle, but this was the last one that...
So unlucky.
Yeah.
Well, the Spanish are smiling and the Germans are writing all over the board.
Hey, he's just solving it for everybody following us, eh? That's kind of strategy.
Well, don't worry about third, fourth and fifth, guys. You've got to solve this puzzle for yourselves because you could steal a victory. And the Spanish know it.
Guys, what have you decided to do?
No, we missed what I told you.
Well, Jack Wolfskin leaving Diana in, no doubt. They don't appreciate the question. HP Spain are taking off their cycling kit. They're getting ready to run because if Jack Wolfskin get this problem correct, it will come down to a sprint finish. HP Spain against Jack Wolfskin. The Spanish can sense the Germans are coming. HP Spain, they've served their penalty. And this is the moment on which the whole result will hinge. Have the Germans got it right? No, they haven't. They go into the brain cell and the Spanish recapture the title they won back in 2006.
No doubt that today, anyway, the best team wins. Jack Wolfskin made a race of it and finished in second place, while many others leave it until the finish line to make their mark after a tough couple of hours in the land of 1,000 mountains. So congratulations to Hewlett-Packard Spain taking the win here in Europe's first Intelligent Sport Grand Prix. Now we're just one qualifier away from the World Finals. Next time we'll be in Lake Placid for the US Challenge. I'll see you there. Bye-bye. The US Challenge coming up later in the series. Next time on Adrenaline Rush, we'll be taking a tour of London rat race style as 700 urban adventurers hit the streets of the capital.